the dusty street of Qunu in Cape Town, and KwaMashu, eKhayelitsha. We sing a song for those who've traveled the road and continue to teach us, and because those that cannot say, call the song the click song. Igqirha lendlela nguqongqothwane, igqirha lendlela kuthiwa nguqongqothwane, igqirha lendlela nguqongqothwane, igqirha lendlela kuthiwa nguqongqothwane. Salaqabele qithaba ke hayi nguqongqothwane, salaqumle qithaba ke hey nguqongqothwane, salaqabele qithaba ke ho nguqongqothwane, salaqumle qithaba ke hayi nguqongqothwane, igqirha lendlela nguqongqothwane, igqirha lendlela kuthiwa nguqongqothwane.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Way. On behalf of the whole HDS faculty, it's a great pleasure to welcome all of our graduating students and their families and friends to this service of celebration and thanksgiving. Many of you have traveled from all over the United States and from distant parts of the world to be with us. Thank you so much for making the effort to come and celebrate with us. We're really delighted you're here. My sincerest greetings also to everyone who's following us online. I know that at least one student's family is in Syria and unable to be here with us in person, so welcome everyone online. We extend our thoughts to everyone today, near and far, as we celebrate our extraordinary class of 2019. We're grateful to everyone who's here today. Please allow me to be the first to congratulate those of you who will graduate tomorrow, the spectacular class of 2019. Hey! We, your faculty members, are extremely proud of you and all that you have accomplished during your years with us. We know we have taken a toll on your life expectancy, with demanding classes, late night and all-night sessions, too much caffeine, frequent and relentless papers and exams. But you made it. You made it. And now we very much look forward to watching and benefiting from the work you will do in the world after you leave us. You will join a distinguished cast of HDS alums who have made a difference in the world of scholarship, ministry, creativity and service. So following the conferral of degrees by Harvard University's President Larry Bacow out here in Tercentenary Theatre tomorrow morning, we'll gather again one last time under the tent on the Harvard Divinity School campus green tomorrow afternoon to award your diplomas. But before all that happens, we're gathering with you this afternoon for this one last service of reflection, celebration, and above all, thanksgiving. And one last address from one of our own faculty, Professor Cornel West, Professor of the Practice of Public Philosophy. We await Professor West's words, wit and wisdom later in our service. Thank you so much. But now I'm delighted that in true HDS fashion, we're coming together today across the many spiritual and religious traditions represented in this graduating class. This service will not look like any liturgy or ritual that many of you have ever experienced before. Rather, it will look and feel like the class that is before us today. Varied, eclectic, vibrant, talented, passionate, even a little edgy. So thanks to all of you for helping us to begin our commencement exercises together in a spirit of gratitude, joy, and unity. After the service here today, and after the class photo on the steps outside the building, we'll continue this celebration with a reception and communal gathering under the tent on the HDS campus green. So we invite all of you and hope you will all join us for some refreshments and convivial conversation. So congratulations, class of 2019. Thanks to all of you who have loved and supported them all of their lives. It really does take a village of ancestors, grandparents, parents, families, friends and supporters. Thank you everyone for all you've contributed to this wonderful day. So, class of 2019, we're grateful for all you have accomplished already and for the difference I know you're going to make in the years ahead. I'll leave you with some words from Brian Stevenson that I read earlier at the Harambe service and that have come to mean a great deal to me. He writes in Just Mercy, "We are all implicated when we allow other people to be mistreated. An absence of compassion can corrupt the decency of a community, a state, a nation. Fear and anger can make us vindictive and abusive, unjust and unfair, until we all suffer from the absence of mercy, and we condemn ourselves as much as we victimize others. We all need mercy. We all need justice. And perhaps we all need some measure of unmerited grace. So please rise as you're willing and able, and let our service of thanksgiving begin. Thank you so much.
Wanankwe. everyone. We encourage you to sing along with us or hum, whatever comes to mind.
Yai dai 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 dai. Ya dai 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 ya dai dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Ya dai dai ya dai ya dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Ya dai dai ya dai ya dai. Olam Hesed Yivaneh, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. 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 We will build this world with love, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. We will build this world with love, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. We will build this world with love, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai. We will build this world with love, Yadadai, Yadadai, Yadadai.
Your great mistake is to act the drama as if you were alone, as if life were a progressive and cunning crime with no witness to the tiny hidden transgressions. To feel abandoned is to deny the intimacy of your surroundings. Surely, even you at times have felt the grand array, the swelling presence, and the chorus crowding out your solo voice. You must note the way the soap dish enables you, or the window latch grants you freedom. Alertness is the hidden discipline of familiarity. The stairs are your mentors of things to come, and doors have always been there to frighten you and invite you. And the tiny speaker in the phone is your dream ladder to divinity. Put down the weight of your aloneness and ease into the conversation. The kettle is singing even as it pours you a drink. The cooking pots have left their arrogant aloofness and seen the good in you at last. All the birds and creatures of the world are unutterably themselves. Everything is waiting for you.
In Hindu traditions, like in many other traditions, knowledge is power. We know power takes one of two paths. Power corrupts, or power comes with responsibility to serve. I learned that deep spiritual wisdom when I was a teenager, so shout out to the Spider-Man movie. Over the millennia of growing and changing Hindu traditions, power has indeed driven both negative and positive outcomes. For long, knowledge was concentrated in the hands of the few. At their worst, these few studied and wrote in language the masses couldn't understand. They debated over minutiae without practical benefits. Perhaps, at our worst, we do a bit of the same. But at their best, the keepers of knowledge in Hinduism created beautiful, accessible systems of thought the world would use for thousands of years to come. They wrote stories with the confidence to say, as in the beginning of the Mahabharata, there is nothing that is not contained within this story. And they backed up their claims. They approached the realm of knowledge with an incredible self-awareness that can be summed up in a simple quote from the Panchatantra, a collection of stories wherein wisdom is delivered through animal characters to reach human truths. Yam kritavendriyani grahopi mahatam bhavena samjayate ya buddherna videyatam prakurite dharmena ya vartate loke kevala vakya matra rachana yam prapya samjayate ya naivo pashamaya naiva yashase vidvattaya kimtaya. What's the point of an education if it doesn't make you magnanimous, even if you have self-control? If it turns you into someone who's all talk, neither wise in solitude nor famous in public? If it doesn't translate thought into action or help you do the right thing?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب.
Have we not opened your heart and removed your burden, which had left you devoid of hope? And we exalted your mention, for indeed with hardship there is ease. Indeed with hardship there is ease. So when you are free, remain steadfast, and turn to your Lord with all your love.
When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. And blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven."
For me, the prayer of St. Francis has been a guiding principle throughout my life and my time here at HDS with ministry. Because for me, it asks us, how do we be vehicles of peace, joy, hope, and love?
Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And when there's doubt, true faith in you. Channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And when there's sadness, ever joy. Oh Lord, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand. to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, in giving of ourselves that we receive, and in dying that we are born of eternal life.
This is a reading from Angels in America, the trailblazing work by Tony Kushner about queer culture in the 1980s and the complex ways we experience God in the hardest moments of our lives. The play explicitly deals with the HIV/AIDS epidemic, but also speaks to diseases of the spirit as well as the body, oppression, despair, and ultimately, the fact of being alive together in a world where life is never guaranteed.
I've lived through such terrible times, and there are people who live through much, much worse. But you see them living anyway. When they're more spirit than body, more sores than skin, when they're burned and in agony, when flies lay eggs in the corners of the eyes of their children, they live. Death usually has to take life away. I don't know if that's just the animal. I don't know if it's not braver to die, but I recognize the habit, the addiction to being alive. We live past hope. If I can find hope anywhere, that's the best I can do. It's so much not enough. It's so inadequate. But still, bless me anyway. I want more life.
This disease will be the end of many of us, but not nearly all, and the dead will be commemorated and will struggle on with the living, and we are not going away. We won't die secret deaths anymore. The world only spins forward. We will be citizens. The time has come. Bye now. You are fabulous creatures, each and every one. And I bless you. I bless you, class of 2019. More life. The great work begins.
«献给历代宗亲的祈愿文»,作者星云大师。O great compassionate Buddha, we would like to express to you our gratitude to our relatives and ask blessings for them throughout the generations. We attribute our ability to live and work in peace and contentment now to the diligence and efforts of our relatives throughout the generations. They left abundant fortunes for us so that we can live a civilized life. They established fine lives for us so that we can enjoy a life of convenience. For the happiness of future generations, some toiled as pioneers to cultivate the land, and some fought bloody battles to resist foreign aggression. For the future of their descendants, some migrated overseas to toil and strive, and some devoted all their efforts to create and invent.
O great compassionate Buddha, although our ancestors are gone, their example remains before our eyes. We are willing to take as a model our ancestors' virtue of benefiting others. We are willing to learn from our ancestors' example of solidarity. We are willing to inherit our ancestors' model of determination. We are willing to accept our ancestors' teachings and admonitions. All their past actions, whether merits or mistakes, were intended for the good of future generations. Their bounty is higher than mountains and deeper than oceans. O great compassionate Buddha, among our ancestors throughout the generations, some were unfortunate and died in despondency. Some suffered injustice and died bearing resentment. Some had talent but no opportunity to use it and were disappointed all their lives. Some endured natural and man-made calamities and were separated from their spouses and children. We pray to you, Buddha, to bless and protect them. May they transcend suffering in their future lives. May their spirit attain purification. O great compassionate Buddha, how fortunate we are to have you to rely upon today. We are also willing to take our ancestors' virtues as a model to benefit and aid future generations. O Buddha, please bless and support us. We are willing to avoid evil and to do good. We are willing to purify our intentions and become models for future generations. We are willing to contribute our strength and serve the masses. We are willing to benefit all human beings and not waste this life. O great compassionate Buddha, please accept our sincerest prayer. O great compassionate Buddha, please accept our sincerest prayer.
shine the rain, oh, how it may fall. Yet I always see your smile. Omoi de touka se te mo, 寂しくて恋しくて君への想いならそうそう会いたくて会いたくて君への想いならそうそう
Because we answered, something happened. Because we handed someone a sandwich, or asked in a hospital wing for a hug, or preached, or held our tongues of fire, or failed to hold them. Something gave. Something happened because we glimpsed the mountaintop, because we evinced the rasa of compassion, or tailed the Ave Maria, the ingoing length of the labyrinth, or chuckled, delicious. Something happened whenever we invoked the queer divine within our within. We opened. Something happened when we fasted, then feasted. Once the great star had dipped, we learned to turn to the light. We learned to turn light into food. We learned to honor what was green, and the flavor of living waters was not lost on us. Because we scattered contemplation seeds, our sprout lips opened like ears. Because grace happened. Because we wept at the foot of the wood, attuned to its bark and the soundless cry of the thunder god as unseasonable cold froze surrounding vernal burgeoning came, we were reminded as the mighty crown of the oak rose that to ramify is to root underground and reach out and bear fruit. Because we stopped to pray for peace as weekly fire in the hole stopped hearts and flames unbound raved in temples, we observed that monsters' talk is cheap, that pushback, backtalk can be the mightiest of prayers, the durable holy fire of voices for throwing down with, that sorrow songs are dithyrambs to dance out in lecture halls, and that the mandate to remember the future is a refrain we must strain to learn by heart. Because we sought the Sophia and sometimes found her picking up an accolade in the yard or sleeping on a grate, we came to find ourselves well prepared to rise to this occasion of daring to imagine a God greater than that can be imagined, that we might follow her lead.
Hey, y'all. Our next song is Swimming to the Other Side. It's a favorite in Unitarian Universalist communities, and it speaks to this moment of hope and possibility and gratitude and transition that I feel like a lot of us are in right this moment. So this is a song for all of us, and there's a part for you all in it. In a moment, I'll invite you to rise, and you have lyrics to the chorus in your orders of service. When the choir behind me sings the chorus, you should also sing the chorus, and that's how we'll do it. So please rise in body or in spirit to join us in singing. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We're all swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone and I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection, it be my crime. In humility, I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We're all swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, binding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who have come before me, band together and be my guide. Loving lessons that I will follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living neath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We're all swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. When we get given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits will live together. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We're all swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side.
Now, as I said concerning faith, that it was not a perfect knowledge, even so it is with my words. Ye cannot know of their surety at first unto perfection, any more than faith is a perfect knowledge. But behold, if ye will awake and arouse your faculties, even to an experiment upon my words, and exercise a particle of faith, yea, even if ye can no more than desire to believe, let this desire work in you, even until ye believe in a manner that ye can give place for a portion of my words. Now we will compare the word unto a seed. Now if ye give place, that a seed may be planted in your heart, behold, if it be a true seed, or a good seed, if ye do not cast it out by your unbelief, that ye will resist the Spirit of the Lord, behold, it will begin to swell within your breasts. And when you feel these swelling motions, you will begin to say within yourselves, it must needs be that this is a good seed, or that the word is good. For it beginneth to enlarge my soul. Yea, it beginneth to enlighten my understanding. Yea, it beginneth to be delicious to me. And behold, as the tree beginneth to grow, ye will say, let us nourish it with great care, that it may get root, that it may grow up, and bring forth fruit unto us. And now behold, if ye nourish it with much care, it will get root, and grow up, and bring forth fruit. And because of your diligence, and your faith, and your patience with the word in nourishing it, that it may take root in you, behold, by and by ye shall pluck the fruit thereof, which is most precious, which is sweet above all that is sweet, and which is white above all that is white, yea, and pure above all that is pure. And ye shall feast upon this fruit, even until ye are filled, that ye hunger not, neither shall ye thirst.
We are needed, that is all we can know. And though we meet resistance, we more so will meet great souls who will hail us, love us, and guide us, and we will know them when they appear. Didn't you say you were a believer? Didn't you say you pledged to listen to a voice greater? Didn't you ask for grace? Don't you remember that to be in grace means to submit to the voice greater?
Ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach,
Any small, calm thing that one soul can do to help another soul, to assist some portion of this poor, suffering world, will help immensely. It is not given to us to know which acts or by whom will cause the critical mass to tip toward an enduring good.
What is needed for dramatic change is an accumulation of acts, adding to, adding more, continuing. We know that it does not take everyone on earth to bring justice and peace, but only a small determined group who will not give up during the first, second, or 100th gale.
One of the most calming and powerful actions you can do to intervene in a stormy world is to stand up and show your soul. Soul on deck shines like gold in dark times. The light of the soul throws sparks, can send up flares, build signal fires, causes proper matters to catch fire. To display the lantern of the soul in shadowy times like these, to be fierce and to show mercy towards others, both are acts of immense bravery and greatest necessity.
Struggling souls catch light from other souls who are fully lit and willing to show it. If you would help to calm the tumult, this is one of the strongest things you can do. There will always be times when you feel discouraged. I too have felt despair many times in my life, but I do not keep a chair for it. I will not entertain it. It is not allowed to eat from my plate.
The reason is this. In my uttermost bones, I know something, as do you. It is that there can be no despair when you remember why you came to earth, who you serve, and who sent you here. The good words we say and the good deeds we do are not ours. They are the words and deeds of the one who brought us here. In that spirit, I hope you will write this on your wall. When a great ship is in harbor and moored, it is safe, there is no doubt. But that is not what great ships are built for.
During our musical meditation, I invite all of you to craft a flower using the materials and the instructions found in all of your pews. I implore you to craft this flower with care, for it represents your individual contributions to this community of spirit. Imbue it with your intentions for those in this graduating class and for the entire world, which we all serve. The flowers will be collected and displayed for all to see. May this floral display that we create remind us that just as gathered flowers together make a bouquet that is more beautiful than any single flower, we too can create more beauty together in communion and solidarity than any one of us can do alone. And when you leave here today, you are invited to take a flower with you as a reminder of the beauty and of the relationships that we have sown and cultivated during our growing season together.
Do
galaxies revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's the cure, you can rest your mind assured I'll be loving you always. As now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing we'll grow older every day. Just as all that's born is new, do know what I say is true. I'll be loving you always.
Until the rainbow burns and stars out in the sky.
Always.
Until the ocean covers every mountain high.
Always.
Until the dolphin flies and parrots live at sea.
Always.
Until we dream of life and life becomes a dream.
Did you know that true love asks for nothing? Acceptance is the way we pay. Did you know that love is giving love a guarantee to last you forever another day?
Just as time knew to move on since the beginning, and the seasons know exactly when to change. Just as kindness knows no shame, know through all your joys and pains that I'll be loving you always.
Today I know I'm living, but tomorrow can make me the past, and that I must not fear.
You're here.
I know deep in my mind the love of me I've left behind. I'll be loving you always. Always.
Until the trees and seas just up and fly away.
Always.
Until the day that 8 times 8 times 8 is 4.
Always.
Until the day that is the day that are no more.
Do you know you're loved by
Until the
somebody?
day the earth is turning right to left.
Always.
Until the earth just for the sun denies itself.
So you're always loved by
Until
somebody.
the Mother Nature says her work is through.
Always.
Until the day that you are me and I am you.
Always.
Until the rainbow burns the stars out in the sky.
Always.
Until the ocean covers every mountain high.
Always. Divest from violence. Only justice can stop a curse. Divest from violence. Give peace a chance. Always. Now we all know sometimes life's cares and troubles can make you wish you were born in another time and place. But you can bet your life, and that in twice it's double. Universe knows exactly where you're meant to be placed.
So make sure when you say you're in it, but not of it.
Oh, you're not helping to make this other place sometimes called hell. Change your words into truth, and then change that truth into love. Maybe our children's grandchildren, their great-great-grandchildren will tell. I'll be loving you.
Until the rainbow burns the stars out in the sky. Until the ocean covers every mountain high. Until the dolphin flies and parrots live at sea.
Loving you
Until we dream of life and life becomes a dream.
Loving you
Until the day is night and night becomes the day.
Loving you
Until the trees and seas just up and fly away.
Loving you
Until the day that 8 times 8 times 8 is 4.
Loving you
Until the day that is the day that are no more.
Loving you
Until the day the earth starts turning right to left.
Loving you
until the earth just for the sun denies itself,
Loving you
until the mother nature says her work is through,
loving you
until the day that you are me and I am you.
always,
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 always, always, I'll be loving you always.
always.
Always, always,
I'll be loving you always. Oh, yes. What an honor to be here. What a privilege. What a blessing to salute the class of 2019 Harvard Divinity School. First thing we want to do is to acknowledge that we are who we are because somebody loved us. Let's give it up for Mom. Let's give it up for Dad. Let's give it up for Grandma. Let's give it up for Granddad. Let's give it up for the rabbi, for the minister, for the imam. Let's give it up for the friends, for the partners. Let's give it up for the comrades. We don't stand here alone. Play your drum, brother. Play your drum a little bit more. Play a little bit more. That's right. Indeed, indeed, indeed. And I come from a tradition that says the Spirit will not descend without song. The music that you heard, the poetry, that soak your soul. It is in no way ornamental. It is in no way decorative. It ought to be constitutive of who you are. It ought to be integral to who you are. Because we, in fact, are those who have been shaped by the very rich traditions and voices and perspectives as laid bare in the prophetic vision of this class manifest in this program. Let's give it up for the program itself. Let's give it up for the program itself. That I come from a tradition that says lift every voice. It doesn't talk about echoes. It talks about voices. It's tied to vocation. It has everything to do with what it means to straighten your back up in the face of 400 years of being terrorized and still teach the world something about freedom. Of being terrorized for 400 years and still teach the world something about healing. Of being hated for 400 years and still teach the world something about love. Love of veritas.
Yeah.
Boy, that's quite an audacious motto for a university, isn't it?
Yeah.
Truth itself. The condition of that truth is to allow suffering to speak. And when that suffering speaks, there must be a Socratic dimension that brings critique on the one hand, but also a prophetic one that said, are we willing to enact and embody to the best of who we are? November 10th. 1965, class of 2019. I hope you get a chance to read or reread this great presentation of Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel at Union Theological Seminary with a historic lecture. No religion is an island. No religion is an island. Religious isolationism is a myth. We are all affected by the various traditions, and in fact, we're all part of one garment of destiny tied to one network of mutuality across our religious traditions. But the largest ecumenical movement in the world right now, our dear brother Heschel said, 1965, was nihilism. That's the largest ecumenical movement. And he said the choice is between interfaith or internihilisms. And we know there are nihilistic expressions within our own various religious faiths. That battle has intensified. And what he was trying to get us to do, what we tried to do to the best of our fallible ability here at the Divinity School at Harvard, to try to awaken in you the intellectual courage, the moral courage, the spiritual courage to somehow be able to keep track of not just the problematic but the catastrophic. Catastrophe. Impending ecological catastrophe is no joke, unique in many ways for your generation to have to live it every day. Nuclear catastrophe, we have been on intimate terms with for over half a century. Impending. Economic catastrophe, grotesque wealth inequality. Yes, we know about it. Indeed, indeed. We keep track of the least of these. We keep track of the precious and priceless poor, the wretched of the earth in the language of Frantz Fanon, the ordinary people in the language of James Cleveland, the everyday people in the language of Sly Stone. We're aware of the political catastrophe. We could begin at the White House, but we wouldn't stop there. It's in Congress too. Courts too. Churches, mosques, synagogues, temples too. Universities too. Harvard too. All the critiques got to go all the way down through ourselves and through the institutions that we inhabit. How do we keep track of the best and hold at arm's length the worst? It's the class of 2019. My message to you is threefold. First, hold on to your version of subversive piety. Piety has nothing to do with uncritical deference to dogma or blind obedience to doctrine. It has the mature recognition of the degree to which you are dependent on those who came before, and you remaining attuned to the sources of good in your brief trek from womb to tomb. To be able to hold on to the best of the past, given that past is so much of a wreckage, so much of a ruin, and yet still has something to give to you. How do we deal with the dialectical interplay of both recovering tradition but acknowledging most of us are trying to recover from tradition too? And as you recover from tradition, don't think you out there all alone. There's no such thing as a tradition of one or a tradition of the new. It's just another tradition. You still in space and time, and you got a death sentence in space and time just like everybody else. Be they precious Uyghurs in China wrestling with concentration camps. Be they poor white brothers and sisters in Appalachia. The black people right here in Roxbury. Precious Jews wrestling with vicious anti-hatred in France and Germany. Precious Ethiopians coming to terms with an authoritarian government. Priceless Palestinians wrestling with occupation. We could go on. Dalit brothers and sisters, Roma, all our precious trans folk. And that's not political correctness chit-chat. There ought to be moral conviction when we talk about our fellow human beings. Even as we're rooted in our own distinctive traditions, where is that subversive piety? It can be quietistic in terms of being in the private space. It can be activistic on the street or going to jail. It can be intellectual. It can be emotional. It can be vertical if you still believe in the God going up. It can be horizontal. Hold on for dear life. solidarity. Oh, there's a richness there. But what brings all these traditions together? Well, the great Charles Baudelaire defined a materialist as someone who loves instruments and utensils and fears the perfume of flowers. And what we're talking about is the invisible things, the love, the integrity, the honesty, the decency, the things we all fall short of, but know those are the most precious things in whichever tradition that we're talking about, secular, agnostic, atheistic, Protestant Christian like my own, Buddhist like my dear sister Bell Hooks, Hindu like Mohammed Gandhi and others, precious indigenous brothers and sisters, my comrades in Standing Rock. We could go on, and Judaism, go on and on and on. But the first message I have is hold on to your subversive piety. What is that? Remembrance. Don't let this market-driven, commodified culture somehow sever you from the best of your past. Hold on to the relation between the present and the best of the past as you try to authorize an alternative future, a radically different, qualitatively different future than the catastrophic one in which we find ourselves. Exactly. I love that call and response, even from the little ones. Edward Gibbon, in his masterpiece, Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, he raised the fundamental query. He said, is history but a record of crimes and follies and misfortune of human beings? We know most of human history is a history of domination and oppression and exploitation and degradation. Most of human history is a history of hatred and contempt. Where are the courageous ones? Not the self-righteous ones, the courageous ones who want to be in that world but not of it, based on whatever tradition you decide to land in, but recognize whatever tradition you land in, you're landing in the same human abode that's shot to with the same kind of proclivities, both wretchedness and wonderfulness at the same time. James Baldwin said what? Oh, we are all disasters, but also wonderful miracles. Can we keep track of both simultaneously? Second brief message to you, beloved class of 2019, is hold on to your existential humility. And that is so rare and scarce these days because we have such a toxic masculinist conception of what it is to be strong and hard and phallocentric. Thank God for the Me Too movement. Not just to humble we brothers, not just to keep us accountable, but to get us in contact with the best of our humanity, given the patriarchal socialization that has been so hegemonic. That's not political correctness chit-chat. That is Socratic interrogation and prophetic summoning. And it still accents our capacity to be better human beings, the kind of linguistically sophisticated primates that we are, made in the image and likeness of God for some of us. Indeed, indeed. But that existential humility has everything to do with intellectual fallibility. You look around in our empire these days, and what do you see? Ooh, we see a lot of right-wing brothers and sisters of different colors and classes. So often, so callous. So often, so indifferent to the suffering of the least of these, of poor people, of poor children. Folks locked into hoods and barrios and ghettos. Working class people, overlooked, looking at the world through the lens of the stock market. Oh, our economy is doing so wonderful because the stock market is breakdancing and the statistics look good. Well, let's look beneath the numbers. What is the quality of life of our fellow citizens, our fellow human beings? That's the kind of interrogation, but is rooted in an acknowledgement that humility is a function of our spiritual maturity. To be spiritually mature is to acknowledge your own limitations, your own inadequacies, your own very limited perspectives that can still provide insight. So that existential humility ought to go hand in hand with a spiritual tenacity of knowing how to fight, but acknowledging that, lo and behold, you still got much to learn. So I look at myself, I can see the white supremacy in me. But when I was at Charlottesville, looking in the eyes of those sick, neo-Nazi white brothers, gangsters, thugs, I didn't lose sight of the gangster in me. I just try to reconquer it every day, and they need a little more work. They still made in the same image of the God that I serve. And they can kill me as they kill so many others in my tradition. Talk about me, trash me, misunderstand me. But I'm not going to stoop so low that I lose sight of their humanity. And they're still on the same continuum. That is a fundamental challenge for the younger generation. Because in these balkanized and polarized times, it's so easy to go off in your corner, in your own silo, and think somehow you are so empowered and enabled and able to engage in serious, effective work on the battlefield when you yourself have spiritual emptiness. So it's hard for you to be the change you're talking about. That's what is required of all these various traditions as deep human challenges. Last but not least, in celebrating you, I want you to never, ever forget that you have the capacity to preserve your revolutionary joy. Because we live in a culture with a joyless quest for insatiable pleasure. Whole lot of titillation and stimulation possible. But when it comes to that which endures, the deep stuff, the joys that are beneath the pleasures, don't let anything or anybody take your joy away. I told the class for undergrad and black graduation yesterday, I said, don't let anybody take your funk away. They want to deodorize you and sanitize you and sterilize you and make you just another example of Harvard graduate and success. No, don't confuse success with greatness. Somewhere I read, he or she is greatest among you will be your servant. And if you're serving, you're going to have to be bold. You're going to have to take a risk. You have to pay a cost. You're going to have to cut against the grain. It's not going to be fun, but there'll be joy in that kind of struggle. Joy in your intellectual courage exercise. Joy in your moral and spiritual witness enacted even as you fall on your face. And as Samuel Beckett always reminds us, we try again, fail again, and fail better. As you embark on the next stage, fail so much better. Fail with all of your revolutionary joy. Fail with that subversive piety. Fail with your intellectual humility and with your spiritual intensity. Class of 2019, are you ready? Are you ready? Let me know. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you really ready? Then let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, I hope it'll go
too long, my brother. Rastafari, Rastafari. In the Jamaican community of Rastafarians, the heartbeat is so important, Bob Marley would say. And so when we sing this song, we ask that you look within. Looking at your hearts. Looking at your heart. Inspect your own self. Rastafari.
Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my hands have been made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We forward this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption song, redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. And how long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say that it's just a part of it, but we've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? 'Cause all I ever had, redemption songs, redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. But how long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say that it's just a part of it, but we've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing? Oh Lord, sing with us. These songs of freedom, 'cause all I ever had, redemption songs, 'cause all I ever had, redemption songs, 'cause all I ever had, redemption songs. 400 years, yeah. Redemption songs. We will keep singing them. Redemption songs.
Dear Creator and Spirits, please let this be my final prayer, my very final prayer here at HTS. Let there be no more need for me to ask anything else of you and of this shaken and troubled but beautiful place. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what we will be. What colors, what shade, what light, what pillar, what rainbow, what moonbow, what sunbow, what glory, or what new sky. Let me now accept all of this as I have already accepted HTS, our small world for the past 2, 3, or more years, and all that it is and has been. And please, let what has been our small world go on. Let the sun still rise and set. Let the wind still fall quiet and soft at times, and hard at other times. Let the ocean be still and woe, as they always have. Let what has been our small world go on as it always has, so that those who come after us will know that only our spark has dimmed here at HTS, but memories of us is kept alive. Let those who remained remember us, both the good and the bad of us. Let them not forget one thing about us that could help them be 1 better woman and 3 better men. Let them know that I have always been praying for them like this, silently in my head. and that if it is at all possible, I'll never stop praying for them like this, silently from somewhere else. Please remind those of us who are staying and those of us who are leaving that none of us have all the time we think we have in this troubled but beautiful world. And please, please, as we go on, let us all be each other's light pillar, each other's rainbow, each other's moonbow, each other's sunbow, each other's glory, and each other's new sky. Ashe, Aibobo, Amen.
A prayer for the travelers of class of 2019. Yahi ratzon milchvanecha, Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotinu, shitolechenu l'shalom, v'tatzidenu l'shalom, v'tarechenu l'shalom, v'tegei l'chmotz, chavtzenu l'chayim, u'simcha l'shalom, v'tatzilenu mikaf kol oyev v'roeh ba'aderech, u'mikol min parniot hamitragshot v'lavo le'olam, v'tishlach bracha v'maaseh yadenu, ותתננו לכם על חסד ורחמים, ביניך ובין כל רעינו, ותשמע כל תחנוננו, כי על שמו תפילה ותחנן אתה. ברוך אתה אדוני, שומע תפילה. May it be your will, Lord our God, and the God of our ancestors, that you lead us towards peace. Guide our footsteps towards peace, and make us reach our desired destinations for life, gladness, and peace. May you rescue us from the hand of every foe and ambush along the way, and from all manner of punishments that assemble to come to earth. May you send blessing in our handiwork, and grant us kindness, grace, and mercy in your eyes and in the eyes of all who see us. May you hear the sound of our humble request, because you are a God who hears prayer and request. Blessed are you, Lord, who hears our prayer.